San Diego police officers call off a canine unit moments before opening fire on a City Heights man. There's newly released video of the fatal shooting.
El Cajon police announced an arrest in a hit-and-run crash that injured a 12-year-old. More on how they found him.
The push for La Jolla to form its own city just cleared another hurdle. Halloween is all about the pumpkins, candy, and costumes, but some people are getting spooked by the increase in prices this year.
Oh, it's doing good. Okay, here we go. Odie meal, one of San Diego's most famous dogs, shows us how it's done by land and by sea.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts now.
Drop the gun or you're going to get shot. Drop the gun or you're going to get shot.
We begin tonight with new body cam video released by the San Diego Police Department of a man who was shot and killed by officers last month near an elementary school in City Heights. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The video shows the man was pointing what was later discovered to be a toy gun at officers. The video does raise several questions and a warning, this video is graphic.
As CBS 8's David Goffredson reports, one civil rights attorney wants to know why officers did not use a police dog to stop the man.
Drop the gun!
San Diego police released edited body cam video today of the fatal shooting last month in City Heights. 41-year-old Hui Lee is seen running away holding what turned out to be a toy gun. Officers opened fire after he appears to point the gun at them.
Drop the gun or you're going to get shot.
The incident began with a 911 call from Fay Elementary School reporting a man with a gun. Officers responded to an alley near the school, but they have trouble communicating with the man and call for a translator.
Liam. Yep. You want to translate for us? At least attempt to. Is it me? Possibly.
That's when the officers fire a beanbag round and also send in a canine yelling out the German attack command, FAS.
Fire beanbag.
Hey, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Send the dog, send the dog.
Let me see your hands!
Move it, move it.
Don't move. Right there, Fuss!
The canine appears to engage the man, but then they call the dog off.
Calm back.
Follow!
Moving.
Here!
Here's what SDPD said last month.
A beanbag was used, a canine was utilized, but those efforts were unsuccessful.
But the act of calling off the canine is raising questions for civil rights attorney Eugene Iredale.
They sent the canine and then, for reasons that are not apparent from the video, called the canine back. And then when the man began to flee, instead of redeploying the canine, they simply chased the man, ultimately resulting in his death.
Iredale says because the video is so highly edited, it's impossible to get a full understanding of the incident.
We'll never know, just from a review of that limited sequence that's highly slickly edited, why the dog was not redeployed during the course of the chase, and whether this was really necessary.
I asked the San Diego Police Department today why that canine was called off, but I did not get a response. The California Department of Justice will investigate to see if the shooting was justified. David Goffredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. Tonight, we're learning the El Cajon Police Department has made an arrest after a 12-year-old boy was struck by a hit-and-run driver Wednesday night. That young boy remains in the hospital tonight.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney talked with police about how they were able to find the man they say is responsible. Alex?
Yeah, that's right. Just another really sad case here. As the El Cajon Police Department, they announced this morning that they made an arrest in this case of 35-year-old Danny Corquiz. He was arrested via a license plate reader that was able to identify his car, and then officers made the arrest.
Someone hit the kid and ran away from here.
A man working at a nearby shop heard the crash that happened 8 p.m. Wednesday night on Ballantyne Street near East Park Avenue in El Cajon.
Yeah, it's sad because I have a kids, I have a family, so Everybody have to look to it. We take care of our kids, so we have to care for the kids and families too.
The collision happened around 8 p.m. Wednesday night on Ballantyne Street near East Park Avenue in El Cajon. The El Cajon Police Department says officers arrived to find the boy lying in the roadway, unresponsive and suffering from major head trauma and deep lacerations to his neck. Investigators said a group of kids had been hanging out at a nearby park and were walking to a nearby home when the crash happened.
When officers were on scene, the vehicle that was involved in the traffic collision had already fled the scene.
Paramedics rushed him to Rady Children's Hospital. Police shared some good news on his condition.
One of our traffic sergeants contacted the family, and we got an update on the 12-year-old that he is now in stable condition.
An automatic license reader made a possible match on a white BMW X5 that was in the area at the same time of the crash. El Cajon police say they located the vehicle at a business in Lakeside and made the arrest on 35-year-old Danny Korkis early this morning. He is now charged with felony hit and run. Danny is being held on $50,000 bail. He will make his next appearance in court for that felony hit and run charge coming up this next Tuesday. Back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. Heads up if you have travel plans this weekend around San Diego. There are a couple of closures that you should know about. Caltrans says all lanes of northbound Interstate 5 in the Mission Bay area, the area right there in red, will be closed starting in a few hours at 9 o'clock tonight. It's scheduled to last until early Monday morning for construction. This will be between Interstate 8 and the Mission Bay Drive on-ramp. Drivers will be detoured onto the 8 and can take the 163 north to the 805 to get around that closure. And all coastal rail service, including both coaster and Amtrak trains between San Diego and Oceanside, will be suspended tomorrow and Sunday. No service. We're told it's planned for maintenance work, so schedule around that.
One of San Diego's largest youth sports organizations is fighting to save its home fields. Soccer club Surf Sports leases the land from the city of San Diego. The space used to be the old polo grounds. 2 years ago, neighbors filed a lawsuit claiming the city violated the lease, or the club did rather, saying that excessive commercial use of the property has led to increased traffic and noise. Now the city of San Diego is looking to make changes to remove land use restrictions on those fields.
San Diego City's Attorney and Economic Development offices have developed a common sense solution that addresses this legal challenge and protects Surf Sports Park as a community asset for future generations.
You saw there the club brought thousands of letters in support of their club to today's news conference. The San Diego City Council will take up that proposal over the land use issues at a meeting next week. The push for La Jolla to break away from San Diego and form its own city is moving forward as the group behind the effort gets a big win in court. CBS 8's Kelly Hessel explains what happened today.
This really was a big win for the La Jolla group. Now, the judge's ruling today means that the group can move forward in exploring what breaking away from the city of San Diego would mean for all of the parties involved, including the county. Now, cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but here's reaction from outside court.
Relieved and just really pleased. Well, it said that we were right all along, and the city had no case and are pursuing this in order to hamper our First Amendment rights.
And that is Diane Kane. Now, she's the president of the Association for the City of La Jolla Board, the group leading this charge. Now, I will say the whole process is complicated. It involves a state-mandated agency referred to as LAFCO that oversees the boundaries of cities and special districts in San Diego County and throughout the state. Now, they ruled the La Jolla group had gathered enough signatures to push this process forward. The city of San Diego sued and said no, they didn't, and that the Registrar of Voters has the final say, and the ROV said no. Well, the judge today said, you're wrong, city. LAFCO does have the authority to certify the signatures, and therefore the La Jolla group can continue to go down this road of exploring what a standalone city would look like. So here is what another supporter of this idea told us.
Well, we think it's important for La Jolla to do this because we believe it'll be much better for the city. The city doesn't have the resources to do everything that it needs to do citywide. We believe the city really wants to focus and rightfully so, on the southern part of the city that's been underserved for many years.
And I asked the attorney for the city if he plans to appeal today's ruling, and he said no comment. Now, from here, the La Jolla Group plans to hire a consultant to take a deep dive into whether this all makes sense financially. If LAFCO determines that it does, it would then head to the voters, and the voters would have the final say. Kelly Hussedall, CBS 8.
Thank you, Kelly. San Diego County's Emergency Alert app has a new look and a new name.
We'll have those details you're going to want to download on your phone still ahead. Plus, the millions of dollars in funding now available to new parents across the state.
And it turns out the scariest thing about Halloween this year might be the cost. But instead of spending more, we share what people are choosing to do instead.
We're starting to see a haze rolling in right along the coast, and that's going to extend more inland than it did last night through this morning. So by the weekend, temperatures are also going to be coming down as a result because of that onshore push. But we have a warm up next week. All those details, they're coming up.